James Helder, IFL in association with MTK Global. We're in Bolton today. It's Big Fight Week. I'm quite fortunate enough to be joined by trainer INCE and also trainer manager Jon Pegg. How are you, sir?
All good, mate.
Trainer manager and promoter, I should add as well.
No, I'll just kind of play with the promoting. I'm sitting there having a good trainers chat with INCE. We've been having a few trips down memory lane.
Yeah.
What do trainers talk about? Like, what were you guys randomly just discussing?
We slag everybody off.
And usually sad stories. We never talk about the good ones. Yeah. I had to actually remind Carl about one of his European title wins, because we were sitting there talking about all the tragic losses and the bad luck and all that, weren't we? Really?
Talking about Kerry Holt when he fought Proska, before he won the European title. It was like a Rocky, you know, just everybody wrote him off, and he just fought for his life that night, and he won that European title, and that was a shock for everybody. And it was a brilliant night. It made me nearly cry. Well, I did, didn't I?
I was just about to say, we're talking about Carl being a hard man, but there was a few tears shed that night, weren't there?
Hard men
tears of joy.
Hard men can show emotion.
Tears of joy, that's what there was.
Tough men can show emotion as well.
Yeah, I'm quite an emotional guy. Yeah. I'm very passionate, that's the word.
That's what we was talking about. We was talking about how boxing really can kick you, and the highs ain't as good as the lows. You know what I mean? The highs are good, but the lows really drag you down there. Well, that's what we were just chatting about, some of the fighters.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what we had today. We witnessed your guy Shane Singleton in with Peter McDonough today. A little bit of fracas where Peter McDonough sort of getting involved a little bit during the head-to-head. What did you see? What can you tell us?
I just knew what was going to happen. And I said to the security guard, I went, just do me a favour, stand in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you're all right.
New Zealand or England?
Definitely England.
Definitely, yeah.
Because you've asked me, definitely England. No, I'm good, thank you.
Cheers. Basically, I said to the security, make sure you stand in the middle, because that Peter's going to do something. And I know Shane, and I know Peter, and I knew, and straight away, what does Peter do? He, you know, and that was it. So.
Do you notice how nobody ever goes after him?
Yeah, I wonder why.
They always pick on his boxers, they never go after him.
Peter said to the security guards, like.
What was Shane's mood? Because he seemed very determined to try and get at Peter.
That's just his nature.
Yeah.
That's his nature. That's the way he is. You know, I think if somebody flies at him, he'll come back at him like. That's just his nature. He can't walk, but he can't stand back from it all.
Do you think that's the sort of character he's in the ring as well? He's got that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that when he fought Sam and Skeet. You know, as soon as he gets it, he wants to come back, and you know, and I always thought when in maturing time that he'll get out on that. You know, but that's what he is, and you know, we are trying with him, but that's what he is. You know,
expecting a good fight between him and McDonough. They had a little altercation earlier in the week. Then obviously this again today, so there's definitely a little bit of needle between them.
I think I'm hoping we'll be surprised with Shane. You know, he's going to show a bit of class with his style tomorrow.
He's got some lovely boxing, Shane, but it's just that little bit of temper that sometimes stops it being shown.
But he knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do. He's under pressure. He's under pressure with this fight after the loss with Skeet and with Sam, and he knows what that he has to perform tomorrow.
Now also, Jon Pegg, you've got your fighter Don Broadhurst challenging Josh Wale for the British title.
Yep.
Tough fight, John.
Bit of a rocky story for Josh Wale. The fact that the amount of times he's sort of been on the other end of the cards and sort of come through, and no one's done him any favours. So great to see him win a British title. And
do you know what's funny? Josh Wale's the kind of kid who usually comes out of my gym. You know, that kind of kid who don't have much luck, has a few bad decisions, a Terry Carruthers or a Max Maxwell type. And now we've got to go in with him. But we're massively up against it. If Don was 23 or 24, I'd probably says no. But at 33,
he's his own man, isn't he?
How many chances he's going to get? He's got enough experience. He's tough, and he's really took this one. I think he knows at 33 he can't mess about. It's the best he's kind of been in training. And I said earlier, we're a live underdog. There's no doubt about it. We're an underdog. Everything, size and all that. But we are a live underdog because Don has really put the training in. And he's switched on, you know, and with all the England background and what he's done, you can't write him off. But we're a live underdog and we're looking forward to it. It's a nice place to be. No pressure on us. You
love being the underdog, though, don't you? You love pitting your wits as a trainer against when you're going into a sort of maybe an environment that's not of your choosing, shall we say?
Yeah, but you know what? It seems to bring out the best in you.
He's done his apprenticeship. That's what you've done, John. You've done the apprenticeship as a trainer. You've not dived in it like a lot of trainers are thinking they know it all. You've done your apprenticeship. You've had the Rocky story, haven't you?
You know what, Carl? I actually had an interview a few weeks ago, and they asked me, and I says I chose to go on the road.
Yeah.
I says there was some good kids in our gym. I didn't go in their corners. Richie used to their corners. I went on the road because I thought to myself, I don't deserve to be in a prospect's corner yet because I haven't got anything to give him. And I went on the road with all these lads who've been up in on Steve's shows, and I learnt so much off it. And then I had a few good lads come through, got a few title fights, and now I don't feel overwhelmed. You know, I feel like I've done the job the right way round.
See, it was the opposite for me because when I retired, I kept away from boxing because I played rugby for a long time, and I got back into the training through training Michael Jennings, and I got spoilt because he asked me to train him at Colliers with Brian Hughes. So I did 3-4 years with Brian as a trainer, so I did my apprenticeship with Brian. So I had the opposite, where lads were winning all the fights all the time. So I was a bit spoilt, really. Yeah. And then when I started coming off by myself, I had these losses starting off. Christ, I couldn't take it,
Do you know what though? Do you find like a boxer that a loss you learn more as a trainer than 10 of them wins on a home show? You know what I mean?
It's just yeah. Sometimes when we get robbed because we're not the own fighter, that's what gets me mad. That's how crook boxing is sometimes. But anyways, that's Salavi. But it's and I've known John for a long time, and he's one guy I have respect for because he's kept going, and the lads are in the gym, and all these lads are coming, and all of a sudden, not just Sam, other fighters what you've held, and Maxwell as well when he won the British title.
Yeah, no, he boxed for the
British title, He was a dangerous man.
Yeah.
He was a dangerous
man.
Well,
3 British champions on the trap. Max lost by 1 point, dropped one, Sam
right.
Webb. Yeah. Drew with Prince Aaron, and then lost the rematch. Yeah. Knocked out Brian Rose, and then lost for the British. Right, he just didn't have that bit of luck. But
that's what boxing's all about. As a trainer, going through all that to make a good trainer. All these trainers where they get the top men, they've got a big fall to come. So,
Speaking of top men, let's talk about the WBO Heavyweight World Championship taking place on Saturday. Joseph Parker here to defend his title against Hughie Fury. A chance for Hughie Fury to be the second in the Fury family to hold them at that heavyweight title. How do you break that fight down? How do you assess it?
I think Yuri's been very serious about this. I love the old style of training. I love the way Peter's done it. That's the way I like training guys. Must be us northern lads what like training that way. We live in the country. Like training in Windermere, swimming in Windermere, pulling sheep on. The Rocky style training. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. That's a mental thing. And I just think if his dad's got in his head, because he was a skillful lad. Why not? I know he's like, is he the underdog?
I think he is, yeah. I think he is because they're both relatively untested. I think he's the slight betting underdog. Yeah. For me, watching it all the way up, I wasn't quite sure because I haven't seen quite enough of Parker. But it seems that the last couple of days might have affected Parker a little bit for me.
You're a bit rattled by it all.
Yeah, I definitely think he is.
When the Fury boys, you're just dealing with different animals, aren't you? And if you're not used to that sort of
that patter,
and that being in that environment, you're thinking, what the hell have I done here? And that's one thing about the Fury boys. They've got that off to a T. And I think that with Peter McDonough, that was implicated through that was said, do this to Shane. I'm not daft. I know what's going on. And I think it happened with Hughie as well. Did he shove his man as well?
Yeah, he shoved him. And then
it's mind game. So they're very good at that. And you got to laugh about it, but that's the way they are.
And you got Big Tyson in the crowd. They're very good at what they do. It looks like it's a bit of banter and a bit of joking, but you know what? They're very clever guys, and they know that they're kind of.
Well, I've been brought up with them not as such, and I know how they work, and you've got to, you got to laugh about it, but you got to respect the way they do things, and I do like the way they do it.
And I think that has given them an edge.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's given them an edge tomorrow in a close fight. A couple of rounds that might get nicked because Parker's still thinking about some of the stuff that's gone on. I think that could be the difference in the fight.
Valid point, because Parker's probably been the main event in all his fights in New Zealand. He's probably been the main star.
I've never been to New Zealand, but it seemed like a nice-ish place.
Televised. His last
Coming
fight was
here
televised.
with all the crazy furies giving you grief and all that, I bet it's not quite the same, is it?
It's beautiful over there.
That's what I'm saying. If
he would have had everything his own way, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
he would have been the big star. He's top of the bill.
I think Hughie, is complete opposite to what Tyson is. But Hughie's a very shy guy, but he knows what he's doing. He knows his style, how he works his style. But I think as long as you don't get caught early on, I think he could win the fight.
With the rounds, he's probably sparred with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Again, his achievements speak for himself. So he must be He must be in a good
He seems
position.
quietly
He must be
confident as
quietly-
well.
Exactly that. That's the word I'm
That
looking for.
confidence was coming across. It didn't seem false or put onto me. It seemed real.
He seems a genuine fella. Very quiet, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, very quiet. Yeah.
It's just someone that seems very sort of dedicated. He doesn't seem to do
Prediction
much away
then?
from boxing.
Well,
does he?
we've got to have an exact prediction. We'll see where we
Go on
go.
in, Carl. Let's see what you got.
I'll have you winning.
What method?
You got to go for a method. I'm going to go scores and everything. I am.
If Parker don't catch him early on, I think Yuri will stop him later on in the rounds.
Okay.
I think Fury points by 3 to 4 points, and I think
118, 110.
no, not that bad.
Oh,
I'm thinking
sorry.
around 116, 113, something like that. And I think Yuri will get an edge early on, and then down the straight it'll be quite even.
Like I said, I know Parker's a strong guy. He's a Kiwi. You can tell with the rugby. They're very strong people. I'm not saying Yuri's not, but if the first 3-4 rounds, if he gets caught early on, the fight could be over. But if he boxes him, Yuri boxes him like he will do, like I said, it could be late stoppage or a points decision.
All right, so Carl's basically picked every outcome he could possibly pick of any
I've
fight.
gone for scores. I've
You
given
scored
scores and
scores.
everything.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because I've not really watched him fight.
I've watched Yuri
I've not analysed him enough to say, yeah, he can do this.
I've watched Yuri quite a lot because I've been on shows on the
Yeah,
undercard. And
no,
all that.
I haven't
Parker
really.
I've only seen a little bit.
Yeah.
But just from the last couple of
Well, but
days,
some of them.
Yuri looks very calm, confident, and real.
It must have been when he had that sheep on his shoulders, carrying that sheep up the nose. That could have done it. Because there's a lot of sheep in New Zealand. You know.
Yeah, it might have really
that
threw him.
could-
Yeah, it might have
could
threw
have
him.
been,
On that note, gentlemen, thank you very
No,
much
thank
for coming
you.
to IFL TV.
Thanks for
Great
the
to get
chat.
you on. Appreciate your time, Carl.
No, thank you.
This
Cheers.
is probably the first time we've had Carl longer than 2 or 3 minutes. He's a
Can't
bit
put
of
any words together.
unapproachable
You just got to have the
character.
right people with him. You
It's
know.
unapproachable character, mate.
No, I've been sitting chatting to him for half an hour. He's a great guy. He's just got to get in the right way and not talk bollocks with him.
There you go. On that note, thank you very
Thank
much.
Thanks,
you.
James.
Cheers.